In this video we continue retopologizing the head of our little cute creature by closing some of the major holes on the face. Now, since we have created all the important loops, it is now relatively easy to just fill in the rest of the geometry because this is not too important, and since we established all these loops here already, it will be shaped along these loops automatically. So what I usually start with is by connecting these parts here with each other, which are at the center. So also on the top here, let's press E and go one time around the head here till we are down here. And then we can directly connect this here with the back of the head so that we have one loop down here later on, which we then can extend for the body. Then let's fill in some more of these cuts here. So as mentioned, this should be relatively equal geometry. And then to make these loops here a bit more equal, as mentioned, we can simply select these and then I use the relax feature of the loop tools add-on. And by the way, now you can see that this is not fitting anymore, and here we can make use of our shrink wrap modifier. So let's go back to object mode. And if I enable this, you can see how some of the geometry is moving up onto the surface of the sculpting. So let's just duplicate this. So we have a backup copy of the shrink wrap modifier, and then we can do the same process later on. Enable one of them and then apply this. Then go back to edit mode, and now you can see how this lies perfectly on top of the surface. So then let's add a few loops over here, relax this a bit, and this is basically the same process now. Adding new geometry and then make sure that it looks nice. So now let's take care of this front face area. So maybe let's select all this stuff here, or maybe not this one here, and then hide it with H. So the stuff in the background is not in the way. And then let's just continue here. Let's press F, F, F. I always select the corner here. Then here we can maybe move up and auto merge this already. So here, as you can see, we are missing a cut. So let's add a new cut here so we can fill in this. And then let's definitely move this a bit away from each other. And also make sure that you have the same amount of cuts down here. So here I want to continue the loop around the mouse. So let's move this one here a bit further to the side. Same over here. And then we can press F and continue here. And here, if this is too less geometry, we can just add more loop cuts in between here and push this a bit away from each other. Then down here, let's make this process a bit faster. Let's select this one, press F, F, F. I think here we maybe need a new cut. Press F, F, F. I think that's enough for now. Let's move this over here and add one loop over here. Then we can fill this area. Then let's add another loop over here and let's continue around the mouse. Then let's close this one. And maybe let's dissolve this edge for a second so we can easily fill in this area here. And let's also dissolve this one for a second. Let's close this. Then we can add a new loop over here. Then we have it back on the eye and we have a nice geometry around here. And here this one is pretty stretched. So let's clean up these loops a bit. So I select this complete loop here except the part on the eye here. And then let's use the relax feature. And the same I do for all the other loops here, because I don't want to change the loop around the eye, so I don't select this one. And let's also use this one here and relax this a bit. And I saw that we have an n-gon down here. An n-gon is a face with more than 4 sides, as you can see here, which we don't want. So let's simply remove this here and reclose this, something like this. This does look pretty good to me. Now let's continue in this area here. Let's go from here, press F, F, and then let's fill this here. Here, maybe let's get rid of this loop cut for now. Then we can easily fill in here. Then this one here, let's maybe move this down a bit. Let's maybe get rid of this one here for now. Fill in these. Adjust the geometry a bit. Then here, let's go around the eye a bit more. Close this one here, and then let's add one here and one here. Now, as you can see, since we added a lot of loops down here, the shape is again not fitting anymore. So let's duplicate the shrink wrap modifier, enable it and apply it. Now let's press Alt H to unhide everything here. We luckily not messed it up completely. Let's get rid of this edge here and then reconnect these two here. Then let's continue in this area here around the horn. Let's start by connecting the obvious faces, which will work nicely. Then over here, let's select these two, press F to connect these and add one loop in between. And then let's fill in this area here and continue over here. So in here we can add a few more cuts to the horn, I think. That shouldn't be a problem. Then let's select these here, press E, extrude this, scale this down until auto merge takes place. Same over here. So here let's select this loop, press E, extrude this to the outside until these will be merged automatically. Then let's maybe move this a bit to the side here, and then we can add one face here and one over here. So over here I won't add a new loop cut because otherwise I have to add a new one here as well, and this is going through the entire mesh. So let's try to work with what we have here. Maybe let's move this a little bit down. Same here. And maybe let's merge these two loops into each other. Then we can go here, close this. The back of the head usually don't needs to be that highly subdivided, because we probably will never really see it that much. Then let's add a face over here, one here, and then let's close these here and this one. And down here, let's, with the edge selection and V, split this and add two new faces in here. So again here, let's relax this a bit. Same for some of the loops over here. So now we closed the major part of the head, and we will close the nose, the eyes and the horns in the next video. And as always, don't forget to save.